Thanks to Massdrop, they've got a lot of cool gear, and they utilize the power of group buys to save you money. You can check them out at massdrop.com or click on the link in the description. Thanks to Corsair, they've got a lot of new stuff going on. Be sure to check out all of our booth coverage by clicking on the link in the description. Thanks to you guys, our Patreon members and our tech support members. We are trying to expand and hire new people, and we want to keep the integrity of our content. Thanks for giving. You guys are awesome. You should just throw away your 4K TV. They're completely obsolete now that we've seen this 98-inch Skyworth TV from a company called Skyworth. Skyworth is the company that makes this 98-inch TV from Skyworth. And it's 8K.
Air is the future.
Look at that.
That's their motto.
I'm shooting this in 1080p so you can see the fidelity. I don't need to eat after seeing this. That's how my steak should have been done last night, but it wasn't.
That was clamtastic.
She's enjoying that. You can see her natural glow.
Something about desserts. Dessert pun.
Well, it looks like this area is going to be deserted soon. Paul, why are you staring at the back of the TV over there? The front. This is the front right here.
This is fantastic. Have you ever wanted to sit and watch a movie or something like that with people, but people you really don't like? Well, in this TV, you can sit on one side of it, and then put all the people you don't like on the opposite side, so you can be watching the same thing from two different directions at the same time. I don't know if this makes any practical sense, like in a home scenario, but I don't know, digital signage.
I wonder if you can watch two things at the same time. That's what I want to know. Let's see if there are two different things. Oh my goodness, it's two different things.
It's not even duplicating the signal. It must have two separate signals.
Look how thin.
Let me demonstrate. Here are my fingers for comparison. That's super thin for being two televisions.
Business card. It's slightly bigger than a business card.
Where it didn't win, if you saw the Computex coverage, the H Tower is in the background, which is absolutely amazing. But we already covered that, the Computex, and there's not much changed, although they are making them and selling them and stuff. This is the H Frame, but the H Frame 2.0. I actually saw the original H Frame. I'm going to be dead honest here, and with all apologies to our in-win friends, I wasn't a huge fan of the H Frame design. But this one, I think looks pretty damn badass. So if we come around to this side, basically they have all these slices, and these are all aluminum, if I'm not mistaken. So all these aluminum pieces here that are all special cut, and then they're kind of held together this way, which gives you pretty much a clear pathway for the air from the front to back. It's also got these LEDs across the front. They're only single color orange, but you do have this ability to kind of dim them or brighten them, which is pretty cool. USB Type-C on the front connector, super sweet as well. And then of course, Inwin kind of specialized in doing these tempered glass side panels, which I think are absolutely fabulous. I am a huge fan of using tempered glass over plexi and that kind of thing, because really resistant to scratches, and this is a special piece. It's cut to a specific design and all that cool stuff. But let's talk about internals. Andy, could we take the window? All right, we had the side panel taken off so we wouldn't just be seeing a bunch of reflections, but look at the interior here. You got plenty of room to work with. As far as the front here, you can actually fit up to 4 3.5-inch or 2.5-inch drives via these little trays, so you can mount them from the bottom. But you can remove all those if you want to do a water cooling setup, so that's flexible. A couple more 2.5-inch drive mounts down there, and then a couple more 3.5-inch or 2.5-inch with these little drawers that you can pull out down at the bottom. So lots of flexibility for drive storage, whether you want lots of drives or just some water cooling. Of course, they have a water cooling setup here for the CPU. They got a 240 at the top here, but you can actually fit up to a 360, which is quite sufficient for most water cooling setups. And then let's look down something you guys may have seen, but been like, what the heck? Look at this power supply. It's a 1,065 watt power supply, and it's a special edition, just like the H-Frame, which they're only making about 500 of. They're also making a very limited run of these power supplies, and they are unique in that they are not ATX. They're actually about 30 millimeters wider than ATX. They have one out of the box right here. Let's take a closer look. Oh no, breaking things. All right, so as you can see, there's kind of a mirror right there, but that will be backlit with some orange LEDs. This actually comes with the case. So even though the case does not support ATX power supplies, it will come with this badass 1065 watt power supply. As far as the internal go, it is not officially 80 plus platinum rated, although it would be. Just Inwin told us they're not making a huge run of these, so they didn't go through the 80 plus rating process because that costs money and stuff. But don't worry, they're really high quality internally, completely modular, as you can see on the back. They have a fanless mode as well as a mode that keeps the fan spinning after you turn the system off, which keeps the internals cool and all that stuff. And they've even got a little USB port on the back, which always has power. So you could like run a cable back there and then always charge stuff out of your computer. Super sweet. And then another advantage to the side is a huge fan, and huge fans are awesome because they move lots of air and they spin slow and they're really quiet. This is a 165 millimeter fan. and I guarantee you've probably never seen one of those on a consumer grade power supply before. Here's the M1 805. This is a chassis we have seen before. It's available. You can buy it, but you can't buy it with this thing on the front. Look at that. What's inside there? There's nothing in this case. It's an empty system. But then you look at this side and you're like, well, but no, there is a system in there. So this is a special customized piece that they're using smoke and mirrors here, or smoky mirrors, or something like that. Who's Smokey Mirrors? That's a country singer, isn't it? Anyway, for about $60 more on top of the price of the 805, they're considering producing the 805 special version with this LED window with the double mirror that makes it look like the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland, and like that, you know, when you're walking down the hallway and there's a little candlelight thing going. Anyway, I think it's really cool as far as an aesthetic add-on to a case, and for about $60 more, I think that's not too bad. So, I don't know. Guys, go to the Tech Syndicate forums and let us know, and we'll let InWin know if you guys really want this front panel. They're not. I asked them if they would sell it by itself for people who want to upgrade. I think they're just going to do maybe a whole version with that panel. And I don't know. It's just one of those things that it's really jumped out to us, and we had to come over and show you guys. Inside this system, we have it's a Z170 build on the Maximus 8 Hero Alpha from Asus, and Asus has an RGB header on that motherboard, which also ties into their graphics card, which you can also plug into the LEDs that they have on the system, which means using the Asus software, you can actually control the RGB LEDs for the entire system all at once, which is pretty cool. Often to get that kind of control over both the motherboard, the graphics card, and the LEDs in the case, there's not really a reasonable solution right now, so Asus and InWin bringing you a pretty sweet looking RGB lit case. Here's some power supplies from InWin. These are a new design, so this is a 750 watt model. You might notice the outer housing is actually brushed aluminum, which gives it a very, very nice finish. Also, the cables are down there next to them, all black, including your 24 pin. Oh, beautiful. Thank you, InWin, for doing that. We hate the ketchup and mustard cables. Here's a 900 watt version as well. These are all fully modular. Moving down the line, we also have a 1050 watt version that's a bit longer, of course, since it provides more power. And then there's a 1250 down at the end, which gives you the added bling of having a diamond cut pattern around that 120 millimeter fan, which is super blingy. I like diamonds. Diamonds are my best friend. Buy me diamonds.
De Beers.
Power banks from InWin. Look, these are pretty. They have flowers on them. There's a gold and a silver one. Those are 5,000 milliamp hour. Here's a pink one with texture on the top, which is wonderful if you love pink. We don't know anyone who likes pink though. Oh, it's also got a Type-C connector. That's pretty handy to have. More Type-C phones are coming out. Here's the big boys though. We got 8,000 milliamp hours, 12,000 milliamp hours, and 10,000 milliamp hours. And then this last one on the end also has a Type-C connector. So if you're getting a new phone and you got that Type-C, it's a big changeover, but Type-C is awesome. But get one of these.